Hello guys, in this video we are looking at the derivative of exponential function. This is a little bit different from the previous one since this one has some trigonometric functions. So now let's get started. Question 1, you are given the function y to be equal to e to the power of sine x, right? So how do we take the derivative of this function? So the derivative written as y prime is equal to, don't forget what I told you in the previous video, you write the function as it is, so e to the power of sine x, that is the original function, and then you now multiply everything here by the derivative of the top function, and derivative of sine is cosine, so we multiply everything here by cosine of x, that's cos of x. So this is the solution to the question. Now let's have a look at the second part. With the second part, you are given the function y to be equal to 3 to the power of tan x. This is what we have. So now the derivative written as y prime is equal to, so we write the given function as it is, so 3 to the power of tan x, that is the given function, and from here we multiply everything by the derivative of the top, and when we take derivative of tan x we have secant squared x, so I multiply everything here by sec squared of x, and I'm not done. I have to continue by multiplying to the ln of 3. So don't forget the golden rule that I explained in the previous video, right? So this is how you take the derivative of this particular function. Now we are looking at the next question, which happens to be 3. So now with that one, the function y is equal to x to the power of 4 multiplying e to the power of 3x, right? Now you could see clearly this particular question, we have one function which is x to the power of 4 multiplying the other one which is e to the power of 3x. So since we have one function multiplying the other, we can take the derivative using the product rule. So how do we go about it? Now let's check something here. I am representing the first function as u, so let u equals the first function which is x to the power of 4, so u prime in this case is going to be 4x cubed, right? So this is what I have. Then let me represent the second function with v, so v is equal to e to the power of 3x, so my v prime, now with the second function v, it is an exponential, so my v prime is going to be e to the power of 3x. You write it as it is, and you are not done. You now multiply everything by the derivative of the top function. This is the top function, so derivative of 3x gives me 3, and then from here you multiply again by the ln of what? Of e. But we know very well the ln of e is equal to 1. So when we multiply the 1, the ln of e is 1. So 1 multiplies 3 will give me 3. So when 3 also multiplies this, I will now get 3 e to the power of what? 3x. So this is my v prime. This is my v prime. So now from the formula, we are going to put in the values of u prime, v prime. So now this is what I have: u prime v u prime v plus u v prime. So this is it. So let us take our time and do the correct substitution. So now I'm going to get 4x cubed representing the u prime, multiplying the v, and my v is e to the power of 3x. So this is what I have, everything plus my u, and my u in this case is x to the power of 4 multiplying my v prime, and then the v prime, we have what? We have 3 e to the power of what? 3x, right? So this is what we have. So guys, we can simplify further, right? We can simplify further by factorizing e to the power of 3x and also x cubed out. So we can factorize x to the power of 3 out, e to the power of 3x. We can factorize this out, and once we do so, what are we going to get inside the bracket? It is very simple. For you to get those expressions inside the bracket, just take your time and check this. If you divide this one by the expression that you have factorized out, it will remain with 4. Again, when you also divide this term by the expression that you factorize out, it will be remaining what? 3x. So whatever that remains is what we put inside the bracket. So those of you who are not getting this step, this is what I mean. You have 4x cubed, which is the same as 4 multiply x multiplies x multiplies x. So 4x cubed e to the power of 3x. When you divide all this by what we factorize out, what we factorize out is x to the power of 3 e to the power of 3x. So this can cancel out this can cancel out this, so you could see that it is remaining only the 4. So whatever that is remaining is what we put inside the bracket. That is the reason you see this 4 here, and it is the same thing I did for the other term. So the other side, we have x to the power of 4, 3e to the power of 3x. When you divide all this by what you factorize out, which is the x to the power of 3, e to the power of 3x. So now let's simplify here. This will cancel out this, and then x to the power of 3 will also take x to the power, will take 3 of the x from the top. So when it takes 3 of the x from the top, it will be remaining only 1x, right? It will be remaining only 1x, because x to the power of 4 means x multiplies x multiplies x multiplies x. So when you divide all this by the x to the power of 3, it will be remaining only x. So the answer that is remaining, when I multiply the x to the 3, the answer we get is 3x. That is why we have this 3x also joining the 4 inside the bracket, as you see. So guys, it is just as simple as ABC. Just take your time, follow the steps. Whatever that you don't understand, just send me a comment. I'll read it and then get back to you. Thank you very much for your time. Kindly subscribe and like my videos. All right, have a nice day.